Yeah, man, I made a video, many previous videos, in which I've shown you this guy, Tucker Carlson, working with Tariq Nasheed in the background, advising the so-called black Americans and whatever. The real fight, this FBA, because they ain't got the brains. Maybe they do. Maybe it's cointel. So let's see it, what Tucker Carlson is saying that they are really fighting for.
Every
Let's
English-speaking
see it, man.
capable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced.
And the strange thing about all this is this same Tariq Nasheed was fighting here on internet for 15 years against this same guy, man. And now these guys working together, man. This is unbelievable, nigga. This Tucker Carlson hates BLM, black Americans. No matter if you're not a Caucasian like he is, he hates you, man. That's Tucker Carlson. And these niggas still Fuentes gang. These guys are the Fuentes gang. Let's hear what. You will see that the result of this FBA causing out so-called Jamaicans and Africans is fighting for these guys, their slave master, man. Let's see it. This is the real talk, nigga.
Doesn't make intuitive sense. Every English-speaking is capable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced, which doesn't make intuitive sense. Why would you be mad at people you're replacing? Well, it's not clear. There are obviously spiritual components.
You see what I was saying? To these people is this so-called Caucasian and KKK is for them not to be replaced. But they will teach you in the university, not even university. If you go to the common school, they will tell you the strongest survive and all those things and natural selection. But now they are fighting against everyone and using everything because they apparently not strong enough. We are being replaced. By whom, nigga? If somebody can replace you, that's it simply means that you're too weak. The strongest survive. You taught everybody that around the globe. Anybody who went to Caucasian school, European school, they will teach you the strongest survive. And now they are complaining that then they are being replaced. Nigga, nobody cares, man. Who cares about that? You said the strongest survive. Now you out here. Even that's why they choose even the devil they know. They hate, this guy hates these black Americans, but he thought by himself, hey, it's best for me to take these black Americans who celebrate Christmas with me. They were together with me on the plantation. They eat piggy meat. They eat cow meat. They eat everything that was forbidden. These guys gave to the black Americans to eat. Many of these things these black Americans eat, my people don't eat it, because it's forbidden by law, by our God's law. But anyway, let's hear this Tucker Carlson. What the complaint is all about. This is what these black Americans are fighting for, yeah? To keep the same plantation thing going. Let's hear it, what he's gonna say. He's fighting for himself. He's using these buck-broken Americans, stupid Negroes. He's just using them. They are useful idiots, man. Let's see it.
Tier 2, which probably no mortal understands. Every English-speaking is capable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced, which doesn't make intuitive sense.
I still have to say this in between, man. This is the same people who they hate everybody, man. Nuclear weapon, you have everything to annihilate anyone. And these same niggas coming out now, yeah, man, everybody hates us, man. Because you've been tormenting everybody around the globe, nigga. Is this Tucker Carlson stupid? You just went and stole Venezuela oil. Do you think Venezuela people will like any United States people, nigga, after you've done that to them? Kicking them out of the country. Many of them even voted for you guys. Because you went there and you lied, just like your so-called devil God does. Because the devil is a liar, man. And a liar is the devil. Let's hear it, man.
Why would you be mad at people? Every English-speaking is capable, and it is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is the subtext behind a lot of this, is racial triumphalism, is hatred, is loathing for the people being replaced, which doesn't make intuitive sense. Why would you be mad at people you're replacing? Well, it's not clear. There are obviously spiritual components here too, which probably no mortal understands, but they're real. They're evident. What is this? Why would you do that? Why would you totally change the population of Australia, New Zealand? Why would you totally change Canada, Great Britain? Every English-speaking white country is becoming non-white at very high speed, faster than at any time probably since the Mongol invasions. So why would you do that? And what happens when you do that? Well, it's
What happened? What happens when you do that is the same thing like what happened to the so-called native of America and South Africa and all those places. When you guys came there, you did the same thing. You went there, you told them you are coming there to farm. That's what have really happened. These people came to the Americas and to Africa to farm, to do business and those things. After a while, they will get us a piece of land and then start bringing their family in, replacing the local population. And now the same thing is happening to you. I thought you told the people that there is such thing as karma. Maybe, I don't know. It's your theory, man. Just say it. Let's hear it. That's why I'm saying these same niggas who was doing all this fuckery are now complaining about the same thing they have done to other people. Imagine what the native so-called Americans must feel, man, or the Africans of the continent when you went there and renamed everything. Just say it, nigga. That's
interesting.
the
And this
real
is a
talk.
feature of human nature. And it's not just white, black, Hispanic. It's probably all races, but this is just true. Mongol invasions. So why would you do that? And what happens when you do that? Well, it's interesting. And this is a feature of human nature. And it's not just white, black, Hispanic. It's probably all races, but this is just true. Former majorities don't get treated well. In fact, you really can't think of a case where a people has gone from majority to minority and then was treated well. It just kind of hasn't happened, including in this country, by the way. The American Indians, not treated well. Carted off to Oklahoma. Had to walk, actually. No carts. What happened to the white minority in Zimbabwe? They voluntarily relinquished power. Then they were killed. South Africa, they're in the process of being killed. They voluntarily, once again, voluntarily relinquished power. They had nuclear weapons in 1994. Gave up the nuclear weapons, gave up power, went to majority rules.
Yeah, they gave up nuclear weapons and power because they were good people by killing people for 400 years. I know, nigga. Got you.
System.
Yeah.
It was a peaceful transition. The white minority in Zimbabwe.
And never forget that this is the teacher of the so-called FBA movement. And just like you had BLM, BLM has become now FBA under the guidance of so-called Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, let's see.
Voluntarily relinquished power. Then they were killed. South Africa, they're in the process of being killed. They voluntarily, once again, voluntarily relinquished power. They had nuclear weapons in 1994. Gave up the nuclear weapons, gave up power, went to majority rule system. It was a peaceful transition. De Klerk and Mandela, you remember the scenes from 1994? How'd that end? Well, it's not over yet, but the persecution of the people formerly in power began very, very quickly. How did it wind up for the Palestinians? As noted, they were 80% of Israel in 1947, 30% in 1948. How's it gone for them since? Not well. A lot have been killed. And it's complicated. They did bad things too. By the way, the Indians scalped a lot of people, and apartheid was bad. I mean, there are lots of lenses through which you could view this. But if you stand back, former majorities who become minorities tend to be killed. You hope that's not true, but it seems to be. And it's especially distressing.
You see, I told you they are scared. What did he say? If they become the minority in America and in Europe and those places, they might be exterminated. That's why I'm saying these people, they think those other people think the same way they do, because he doesn't know what God is. That's why I know he has no God. He's lying. He's a devil. Nigga, that's the real talk, nigga. Yeah, if we become the minority, they will attack us because he was attacking the minorities with his own people. Nigga, that's the real talk. Let's hear it.
When you look at the attitude of when apartheid was bad, I mean, there are lots of lenses through which you could view this. But if you stand back, former majorities who become minorities tend to be killed. You hope that's not true, but it seems to be. And it's especially distressing when you look at the attitude of people in the United States who are pushing for mass demographic change. And just to put a tighter focus on it, people who are pushing for an end to the white majority. Oh, it's white supremacist to say that. No, it's not. It's an acknowledgement of reality. And by the way, if you're...
Nigga, that's a lie, man. At least I should say, my race is not pushing for a Caucasian to die. It's paranoia. They are sick, man. It's like the same thing I was saying. When my people wake up, they don't think about what Caucasian. To me, they are just another tribe. Just like Turkish people is a tribe, and these people there. Man, we busy with our own. He is afraid to die. That's the whole problem. So his insecurities, he's projecting his insecurities on other people. If we become the minority, they will attack us. Because he used to attack the minorities. He thinks other people think the same like he does. That is the problem. They take their problem and try to place it in your life. And nigga, yeah, you've already found some people, the foundational bug broken Americans. But yeah, just saying. That's why I keep making the distinction between the plantation Negro and the so-called maroons in the jungle. Yeah, because those. Yeah, let's leave it at that and let's listen to this. Yeah, talkery guy.
for hatred,
Yeah, man.
it's not a lot of white supremacists, well, even visible in public. And just to put a tighter focus on it, people who are pushing for an end to the white majority. Oh, it's white supremacist to say that. No, it's not. It's an acknowledgement of reality.
And you see, this craziness is the same thing that the so-called black nationalist is thinking. The Caucasian wants to wipe us out, but they have proof of the history. You're trying to do so, and you have done so. The other way around, we've never seen the Africans going out wiping out Caucasian people or other races of people. They will fight each other, just like the Bloods and the Crips killing each other. It's everywhere where black people live. They will kill each other. Even in Suriname, they do the same thing. Yeah, it's everywhere, man. So, but they don't go out and start attacking Caucasian people. But he thinks if they become the minority, if they get power enough, they will do the same thing. Maybe the plantation Negro will do it, because he's got your DNA, Tucker Carlson. That's why I'm making the distinction. Because the plantation Negro might do so, because he's got your thinking. He wants everybody to be like him, for him to become you. Yeah, let's hear it, man. These niggas are, yeah. You complaining about something that your ancestors were doing to other people, man. That's the craziness. The immigrants saying immigrants should go. That's it.
And by the way, if you're looking for hatred, it's not a lot of white supremacists, well, even visible in public. Where are all these white supremacists we keep hearing about? But the people who are concerned about total demographic change don't seem like the hateful ones. It's the people espousing it who have a weird gleam in their eye and a detectable loathing in their voice. And very often, and this may be the darkest feature of it, it's not just hatred, it's self-hatred. And keep in mind that anyone who will hate himself will have no problem at all hating and hurting you.
You see that he's taking all the points of the so-called black nationalists of America. It's the self-hate. I've just made a video about black American self-hate. That's why they say they are not Africans, or they was saying the Dominicans, they hate themselves because they saying they are not black. You see the same thing? And now the so-called white supremacists, that's now, what are they now? And Christian nationalists, they've taken all those points. Yeah, if you Caucasian and you don't fear for your life of extinction of being replaced, you hate yourself, man. That's the same thing they were accusing the so-called black Americans of. They doing it. And the same thing the black Americans was accusing this Caucasian of. They doing it. It's like they've switched places. That's why I was saying this Caucasian will go into the sun and try to become black, to tan, because tan means to. That's why you have a sun studio. To tan means to call it. That's why you have Satan. But anyway, Sultan, all those things. But anyways, man. But this Caucasian will go into the sun and try to come brown or black. And these black people will go and bleach themselves to try to become Caucasian. You see that? That's why I'm saying they are sick. It's called plantation sickness. If the black Americans got the mind from this and plantation owner, they are both crazy, smash and grab. Donald Trump is their father, nigga. That's what I was saying. Don't you see the same behavior? Now Tucker Carlson is saying, and he is being marginalized. Just imagine. The KKK is being marginalized, man. Can you believe that? These KKK niggas now saying that they are being oppressed. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's see. They are sad, man. They have no fucking soul. These niggas are liars, man. They will jump on anything they think they can use to go at, just like they saying they are Christians now. Is this Christian like what Trump is doing, stealing oil in the open, stealing Greenland? Yeah,
Here's
sick, man.
Nancy Pelosi a few years ago, given total demographic change, don't seem like the hateful ones. It's the people espousing it who have a weird gleam in their eye and a detectable loathing in their voice. And very often, and this may be the darkest feature of it, it's not just hatred, it's self-hatred. And keep in mind that anyone who will hate himself will have no problem at all hating and hurting you. Here's Nancy Pelosi a few years ago. Keep in mind, she was the Speaker of the House, third in line to the presidency. And this is part of a speech she gave on the House floor about demographic change. Watch this.
I'm reminded of my own grandson. He's Irish, English, whatever, and Italian American. He's the mix. But he looks more like the other side of the family, shall we say. He's and when he had his sixth birthday, he had a very close friend whose name is Antonio, who's from Guatemala, and he has beautiful tan skin, beautiful brown eyes, and the rest. And
What did she say? He has beautiful tan skin. Yeah, that's where the term Satan is also meant to denigrate and the so-called black people, colored people. To tan, to have a tan is to be colored. That's why you have Sudan. The D is a T in etymology, but that's another story, man. But you can hear it. This used to be America. The goal of I shouldn't say most, but many Americans live in the dream to live in mixed. Yeah, many Americans, even in Suriname, many people want to be mixed. It's their business. But many Caucasians don't want that. They don't like it. Yeah, even people in the jungle, many of them don't want that. They want to be themselves because of their God system, of their life, their so-called bloodline. They want to keep their bloodline pure. That's what's going on. There is those who want to mix everybody together, like everybody just live together. Yeah, there is no special God. There is no Christianity. There is no Islam. We just living, man. But many of these so-called Caucasian white Christians, they don't want that. They want to live with their so-called system that they have their bloodline. And in the jungle with my people is the same. That's why I was saying, if you are cursed, for example, you have killed innocent people, you are not allowed to come and get women or marry to a man in our village. Because your lineage is cursed. We have rules like that. And many people don't know these things. They think everybody is just living. We just living, but we have our way of living. Yeah, your way is not our way. But this woman speaking, she's like everybody. Nancy Pelosi wants everybody to be mixed with each other and forget all about this church being God and forget that we will just live. But many people don't want that. There's a problem going on out there, man. Let's hear it.
this was such a proud day in American. He's the mix. But he looks more like the other side of the family.
Not just hatred, it's self-hatred. And keep in mind that anyone who will hate himself will have no problem at all hating and hurting you. It's the people espousing it who have a weird gleam in their eye and a detectable loathing in their voice. And very often, and this may be the darkest feature of it, it's not just hatred, it's self-hatred. And keep in mind that anyone who will hate himself will have no problem at all hating and hurting you. Here's Nancy Pelosi a few years ago. Keep in mind, she was the Speaker of the House, third in line to the presidency. And this is part of a speech she gave on the House floor about demographic change. Watch this.
I'm reminded of my own grandson. He's Irish, English, whatever, and Italian American. He's the mix. But he looks more like the other side of the family, shall we say. And when he had his sixth birthday, he had a very close friend whose name is Antonio, who's from Guatemala, and he has beautiful tan skin, beautiful brown eyes, and the rest. And this was such a proud day for me because when my grandson blew out the candles on his cake, they said, "Did you make a wish?" And he said, "Yes, I made a wish." He said, "Well, what is your wish?" He said, "I wish I had brown skin and brown eyes like Antonio." So beautiful. So beautiful. The beauty is in the mix. The face of the future for our country is all American, and that has many versions.
Didn't I tell you? Even when I was growing up in Suriname, you had to be mixed to come on television. And it's check ko Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson is thinking he is pure white. I didn't think I would ever see this day, man. The colonizer is saying that he is being oppressed. Check his face, man. And he really thinks that. He really feels it like, man, it's like he feels like his people are dying. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Let's hear it, man. So you see, it's the same like Tariq Nasheed is saying the Jamaicans are taking all their women. Because if the Jamaicans are making babies with the so-called black American women, Tariq Nasheed has the feeling like his blood is being changed into Jamaican blood. But he's stupid. The Jamaican is the same has become the so-called black Americans. Yeah, stupid, man. It's just, yeah, whatever. Let's hear it, man.
Imagine saying that. I mean, she's obviously a sub-genius, hasn't thought this through. But this is her own grandson.
Yes, I made a wish. He said, "Well, what is your wish?" He said. He had a very close friend, Irish, English.
The House, third in line to the presidency. And this is part of a speech she gave on the House floor about demographic change. Watch this.
I'm reminded of my own grandson. He's Irish, English, whatever, and Italian American. He's the mix. But he looks more like the other side of the family, shall we say. And when he had his sixth birthday, he had a very close friend whose name is Antonio, who's from Guatemala, and he has beautiful tan skin, beautiful brown eyes, and the rest. And this was such a proud day for me because when my grandson blew out the candles on his cake, they said, "Did you make a wish?" And he said, "Yes, I made a wish." He said, "Well, what is your wish?" He said, "I wish I had brown skin and brown eyes like Antonio." So beautiful. So beautiful. The beauty is in the mix. The face of the future for our country is all American. And that
And you know that she's speaking the truth. Don't you see how orange Donald Trump is? Because he's tanning. Donald Trump wants to be black. Yes, go and ask him. Donald Trump is tanning. That's why he's jealous at Obama. They are sick, nigga. Many of these black people wants to become white, and many of these so-called white people wants to be black or tan. That's why they will go into the. I even have a song in Dutch about it. Zomers bak je in de zon, was zo rood als een kreeft. Je voelt je mooi wanneer je huid een donker tintje heeft, maar ik ben bruin, blij bruin, jij wisselt met het weer. Je lijkt wel een chameleon, voor aan de keer ook keer. Je wordt groen, heet van eigen is en aan de keer weer blauw. Bij overmatig ranger bij mij, bij felle kou. Ik hou mijn eigen kleuren pas als jij kleur bekent. Dat zie je dan niet, ik maar jij de echte kleuring bent, want je noemt mij een kleurling en dat snap ik niet. Een kleurling is a colored man. Ja, hè? I even had song about this when I was 18, like now, a long time ago. You see that? Because it was crazy to me to see that many black people wants to become white and many white people are sitting in the sun to become brown or black. It means they are sick. They don't want to be what they are, nigga. That's what I mean. They cannot be themselves, and it is man know thyself. At least I thought that's what they said. But anyways, let's hear it, man.
many versions.
Imagine saying that. I mean, she's obviously a sub-genius, hasn't thought this through. But this is her own grandson. And he turns to her and says, Grandma, I wish I wasn't born white. I wish I was born with different eye color, different skin tone. I wish it was something that I'm not. I wish God didn't make me this way. Imagine if your own grandson said that, you would break.
You see, it's because of this also they was oppressing guys like Tupac, Bob Marley, because many of these Caucasian children will see Bob Marley and wanna be like Bob Marley. It's the same way around. If you're seeing this hard rocker every day when you're playing, if a black kid growing up seeing a hard rocker Caucasian every day, he will try to become that Caucasian playing that hard rock guitar. Yes, because it's what he knows. Nigga, that's why you have this censorship on internet and television. What people see, many of those people will start copying it. Like, hey, I wanna be that, man. That's and that's the problem for these guys. Many of these people in Europe are now exposed to foreign food, to Indian food, Indonesian food. They now change, they got different taste now in their mouth. That's what's going on with these guys. And these guys are like, no, we want to go back to how it was. But he feels like he's losing the fight, man. Check his face. Just like Tariq Nasheed. The Jamaicans are taking all the women, man.
Heart. It would break your heart. And by the way, it's only on this topic, I wish I wasn't white, that's okay. If your grandson had said, Grandma, my
brown skin and brown eyes like Antonio. For our country is all American, and that has many versions. Beautiful. The beauty is in the mix. The face of the future for our country is all American, and that has many versions.
Imagine saying that. I mean, she's obviously a sub-genius, hasn't thought this through. But this is her own grandson. And he turns to her and says, Grandma, I wish I wasn't born white. I wish I was born with different eye color, different skin tone. I wish it was something that I'm not. I wish God didn't make me this way. Imagine if your own grandson said that, it would break your heart. It would break your heart. And by the way, it's only on this topic, I wish I wasn't white, that's okay. If your grandson had said, Grandma, I wish I wasn't gay, she would have smacked him in the face with a ruler. You were born gay. Enjoy it. But when he says, I wish I wasn't white, she says, you're right. It's good to want to be Antonio and not be yourself, not be what God made you. Her own grandson. If she'd been black and gotten up and said, my grandson said to me, my granddaughter had a white Barbie doll and said, Grandma, I wish I had blonde hair and blue eyes, all of us would say, well, that's awful. God made you like this. It's sad to want to be something that you're not. You should be comfortable with the way you were made. Isn't that a kind of foundational?
Yeah, but you don't believe that, Tucker Carlson. You are the one, the KKK, who was telling these so-called black Americans, if you got Rasta hair, it's not professional. If you got African hair, it's not allowed. And still in Suriname, if you go to school and your children have Rasta hair, it's not allowed. Rastaman is still today not allowed with their hair in the schools in Suriname. Nigga? So even the same thing, these guys was oppressing people like, no, you have to be like us. If you're white, it's alright. If you're brown, hang around. If you're black, nigga, stay back. No, you complaining. Nigga, they just being themselves.
Modern American belief. Except when you're white, it's beautiful when you hate yourself. That's what she's saying. That's what she said on the House floor.
Yeah, you've seen it. And this is the teacher of Tariq Nasheed. So you see, the so-called white replacement or Caucasian replacement is the same thing like Tariq Nasheed with an black replacement, man. They are replacing us. Yeah, whatever. If you are replaceable, it means you are too weak. The strongest survive. Just saying, man. Let's check this other part.
I'm tired of the only people that we have. You are a nigga. Stop acting like a nigga. Stop behaving like a nigga. Maybe someone. You are a nigga. Stop acting like a nigga. Stop behaving like a nigga. Maybe someone will respect you. The reason for why people judge black people is because of the niggerish behavior of blacks. It's because of the shitty culture that we have, the poor representation that we have as a people. We get treated the way that we do. We get looked at in the way that we do. Not because people hate blacks, not because people want black people to fail. It's because we like to fail. We are a mediocre people. We like mediocrity. We accept subpar standards. We don't push beyond and go and set a better standard for ourselves and those around us. We contribute absolutely nothing to this country other than being entertainment pieces. I'm tired of the only people that we have as leaders, as figureheads, as spokespersons for black people is fucking basketball players, rappers, and whores. This niggerish behavior and representation is killing America and it's killing black people, first and foremost. You don't win.
You see? Somebody has to come out and say it, nigga. When I keep saying it all alone, y'all might think it's a joke. Now, one of your African Americans is saying it to you that y'all niggas are buck broken, man. That's the real talk. These niggas think going out and smashing and grab that is supposed to be a culture. You're supposed to stop that, nigga. The Bloods and Crips. How can you go out there and promote Bloods and Crips behavior as your culture? Yeah, let's hear it, man. Yeah.
When having a bunch of celebrities representing you. You don't win when you have no intellectuals. And the intellectuals you do have are pseudo-intellectuals that complain about slavery all damn day. They cry about fucking Jim Crow. Nothing but crying and whining, dwelling in the past and building absolutely nothing. That's a sad existence for blacks. If you act like a nigga, you think like a nigga, you deserve to be called one. If you exempt and champion niggerish behavior and niggerish ways of thinking, you deserve to be called what you are. And no one should be penalized for it. The people who have to do it the most, the people who should be doing it each and every day are black people. You may get mad at white people saying it, but you should be very happy when other blacks say it. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with the nigga shit. When white people go home, they live in the cul-de-sac, they go walk the dogs, they live in the suburban area, they don't have to fucking worry about all the niggerish problems and all the nigga bullshit. But black people, whether you're middle class, upper class, no matter where you are, in the social economic sense, you still have to deal with niggas and the shitty culture that niggas have built, the shitty identity, the poor representation. You are judged not because people hate you, but because niggas represent you. Niggas stand in the way of you actually being respected and cared about in society. That's the problem. We don't police our own, and then we wonder why we're judged as a monolith. Because you know what? We operate as a monolith.
Blue. You got to subscribe in order for the channel to grow. I knew some of you said this channel should have been 1 million views by now. Well, you're right. Just share it and subscribe and follow and like. And empty your pocket when you can, because I'm funding the whole ZPR by myself. Those of you who said, I got a federal government funding me, CIA, well, I wish. You think I'll say no to their money? But no, they're not funding me. Nobody is funding me. That's why I can speak freely. That's why I say the things I say, because I want to control my own editorial power. So nobody. This is 100.
So you just seen this other guy and you see he speaks similar like XANU, right? But many people say XANU is just playing a game, just like he's saying maybe he's CIA trying to con the people. I don't know, it's your whatever, man. Let's hear but XANU is right what he's saying in this video. Because I'm like, if these people say those people don't like us, because these black Americans, only thing I see these niggas do on internet is come out, those people don't like us, man. Just like they are women. Who cares if those guys like you or not? Yeah, Africans don't like us, Caribbeans don't like us, the Mexicans don't like us. Man, if you are a man that has a life, you have no time to see those people not liking you. Just saying. That's what this other guy was saying, like, these niggas will go out there, smash and grab, do crazy shit, and then yeah, whatever. Let's listen to XANU. But XANU is right, like, if these people don't like each other, man, stay separate, man. Just like I was saying in those other videos. Stay away from each other. Stay there, this other guy is over there. The Most High divided that the children according to the house of their father, or whatever, it's in your book. Go look it up. Yeah.
Funding. Now, if any of you there want to have an equity and you have some money, call my lawyer, talk. I promise you are coming on to a very good business. Let me go straight into my first topic. My first topic is called my Afro origins. My Afro origins. Those of you who speak French or who can translate it, this was from French into English by the government of the Republic of Benin. So here is a copycat syndrome here, I'll tell you. In 2019, the then president of Ghana launched a program called Diaspora Affairs, the year of return, appealing to blacks in the diaspora to apply for citizenship to Ghana and become a citizen. And that went on from 2019 for 4 years. And then he left office. The new government that came on right now said, scrap it. If you call the Office of Diaspora Affairs in Ghana, you may not get anybody to talk to you. So the program is scrapped. Why? That's a question you need to ask. Next door neighbor, Benin Republic, copied the same thing. And they picked Spike Lee to be the ambassador for Benin so that blacks in the diaspora can just willy-nilly apply online and get Benin citizenship. I am concerned. This is reckless and this is not well thought out. I will tell you later how these things happen. Somebody travel abroad.
Exactly, because COINTELPRO Negro can go and apply and come to Benin and get information and phone Trump about what's going on in the country, man. Even a guy from England like 5 or 6 years ago, he made a own so-called airplane, small airplane kind of flying machine, and he flew from here to Africa because Africa is close to Europe. And then he landed there instead of the soldiers capturing him or whatever. Everybody was happy that he did it. The other way around, you cannot just fly over to Europe and land here somewhere. They will shoot you down before you touch their airspace, man. That's the difference, man. They just giving out stuff without knowing what is. Do your investigation before doing it. Yeah, because many of these people will just bring trouble to where you live. That's what I'm saying. Many of these people, they have plantation and colonized mines. Even on the continent, many people have colonized mines from colonization days. Other black Americans in America, many have an slave plantation slave mines, man. It's the same thing like colonized mine. Yeah, they can make own decisions, nigga. Let's hear it.
Met a friend who is an American or Black American or something, says, hey, do that. They go home and tell the president it will be a good PR. Let's do it. The question, if you're a Benin citizen, if you are from West Africa, if you're from Ghana, Nigeria, some countries are going to pick. The question you need to ask is this. What did the government say, the citizenship, the willy-nilly Oprah Winfrey style citizenship, what would it do for Benin? Have they told the citizens? What will it do? Let me tell you something. If you're from Liberia, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, and you are a true citizen living in your own country, the government is not even able to provide you with any social services amenities. No. You're struggling to get health care. You're struggling for school fees to go to school. You're struggling for good roads to drive on. You're struggling for decent accommodation and pay decent rent. You're struggling for food on table 3 times a day. But then your government wakes up and says, hey, my door is opened. Come in. When you have not been able to take care of your own citizens yet. No citizen in Benin, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, no citizen would boast and say, no, when I wake up every day, I have no fear because my government will provide me the best medical facilities. My government will provide me the best roads, safety, security, justice, school fees for my children, school uniform and school books. Can anyone boast?
Yeah, but that's the same mistake also XANU was making by saying, why is continental Africa not building like they used to do? Because they were colonized after slavery. During these 500 years slave fight between West Africa and not even the whole of Africa, even till Spain, Portugal, against these so-called Europeans. All these things, they had no time to conserve their religion or practices or whatever you want to call it, their culture. When you are in war, you have no time to build. That's why after slavery, they came there back to Africa and destroyed many things. Many of these continental Africans are just free like 50 years now. It's a small time to build because you will get no loan from the European. You are a liability to them. They might give you the money and you will escape with it. That is a problem that black people have, man. If you lend a black people money, they will try to escape with it. That's why most European won't lend the black people money, man. If you lend a black guy money, he might take it and think, man, I'm gonna escape to Mexico with this money. They don't think far. They don't think that maybe tomorrow they might need something again or whatever. No instant gratification. That's one of the problem they got, man. But yeah, whatever, man. You hear it, and I don't agree with whatever XANU is saying. My thing is more like many of these Tariq Nasheed and they are the police. even go back to Africa. And many of these guys are from the army of the United States coming to Africa. Yeah, what they will do is just take information and phone to Trump, just like 500 years ago in America. Nigga. And the same thing, that's why I'm saying maybe tomorrow I will show, I don't know if I've got a part. I will show that tomorrow, man. A part in where they had an slave delivery on you could go and buy slaves in one of those places. I don't know how the tribe was called, but then we can see one of those tribes, it was war. Then you will see, they will tell you they had war between each other fighting, and the one tribe would capture one, just like Ukraine and Russia. If a Russian capture Ukraine, they sell them to maybe South America. That's what happened. It was war. Yeah, that's what we saying. But anyways, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
And say, yes, my government provides all that. No. So what justification? What is the logic, the rationale? So let me give you an analogy. Say your father is married, has 5 children. You are all struggling. Some of you have dropped out of school because school fees is not forthcoming. You don't have uniform. You walk long distance to go to school. When it rains, the whole roads are all flooded. Plastic everywhere. But then your father says, hey, guess what, guys? I have asked all the people in the neighborhood and in the country, anyone who wants to move into our house, they should move into our house. When you have not been able to feed your own children adequately, now you are opening your door to total strangers. So number one, this reckless citizenship is putting citizens in danger. Because why? The people who are being asked to come to Benin or Ghana or whichever country is doing this, how do they vet the people? How do they vet them? How do you know they're not criminals?
Exactly, nigga. And not even criminals. And the government is criminal. Trump is a criminal. Trump is openly stealing, man. Trump is doing the same thing, just everything about slavery and Second World War. Trump is doing all those things as we speak. I'm colonizing Greenland, man. Greenland is mine. I'm taking this Venezuelan oil, man. I'm kicking all these immigrants out. They have paper. I don't care. I'm kicking them out. Send them off with that. You don't want to listen? Boom. Die. That is Trump. That is what Trump is doing. And everybody, like even this guy, Esmond Gold, one crazy guy. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about. Oh, I've shown Esmond Gold once before. But I'm gonna check a part of a video. That guy is also a crazy man. And he's got like 3 million subscribers or whatever. I don't know how much, but whatever. I'm gonna check him. And he's one of those Trump crazies. Trump is stealing Venezuelan oil and saying it's a shithole, but you bombing them. Is that your Christianity? Go and destroy people stuff and then try to ridicule those people. Stealing their stuff openly and then say, you are poor, man, but you stole their money. I believe that you've heard Sanu. What Sanu is saying, don't go and invite people into your house without knowing what you're bringing into your house, nigga. Yeah? The stranger might get vexed suddenly. No, what was the scripture? Yeah, the stranger in thy midst might get vexed suddenly. Nay, the stranger in thy midst might get vexed and destroy thee suddenly. Yeah, go and look that one up. The stranger in thy midst might get vexed and destroy thee suddenly. Yeah, you have to know who you're bringing into your home, nigga. That's why I was saying, if you are cursed, you have killed innocent people. Where I come from, you are not allowed to get married there with anyone. Because you are, just like the book says that, it's in my culture. If you kill innocent people, you are cursed. Your lineage, your bloodline is cursed. For 500 generations, go over there. You see that? That's why I'm saying it's an African book. Yeah, many people, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna leave it at that, and you can check Sanu over there because his video is also an hour or an hour and a half, 90 minutes long or whatever, man. So you've seen it, man. Lots, man.